Hey, day 45. Ah, that feels good to say. I just love meditation. I love connecting to myself. I love accepting myself. I love loving myself. Really, it feels so much infinitely better on every way possible to wake up and take care of myself and get love within myself than reach for the phone, check Facebook, check Instagram, check Twitter, check my email, check all my messages, and start dealing with things that are completely outside of myself and that I can't actually tangibly hold or really control, and is always going to constantly change and always going to be there. It feels great. It feels healthy. It feels right. And I don't have a need to be on social media as much. It used to be watching TV and going to McDonald's. Those were the big addictions back in the 90s. Then it became email and instant messenger, into MySpace, and then into Facebook and YouTube and Twitter and Instagram and all the rest of them. It feels so good to just wake up, eat or drink something, and then go into loving myself. Playing nice and coaxing my mind so it can allow me to go through it and access my heart. Because I know my heart has answers that my mind could never have the ability to see, and nor should I expect it to have the ability to see. It's a very simple concept, and it's actually pretty easy to do. The hard part initially is if you want to hold on to what you've known before. And if you're not going to hold on to what you were before, what you've known, then you have to be okay with not knowing. And there's so much power in being okay with what you don't know. Most of life is navigating through what you don't know and still being able to find comfort in that and loving that. So many people want to have answers and they want to have a plan, they want to have a set thing. And there is a certain security in that, yes. I'm not saying we should just live second by second. There's a little bit of planning that has to go into it, but I don't think it has to be nearly as much as society makes it to be. Go to school, listen to your parents, get a college degree, work part-time at a job, any job, doesn't matter, as long as it gives you money to get your degree. Go try to find a job in the marketplace related to your degree. Slave yourself to whoever you're working for. Get a 401k. Get a mortgage. Get a car. Find somebody, marry them, have a bunch of kids. Raise them up the best you can. Retire. And that's it. There's a disconnect, I think, somewhere along the line when most kids are growing up. What they first start telling kids is, hey, you can be whatever you want to be when you grow up. What do you want to be? And you have all these really outlandish, fantasy-like guesses that are put out there. I want to be an astronaut. I want to be the president of the United States. I want to be a musician. I want to be an artist. I want to be a dancer. I want to be a lawyer. I want to be a doctor. Whatever it is. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a paleontologist. I wanted to study dinosaurs. I was obsessed with dinosaurs. But then there's somewhere along the line where, for me, it was like 16, 17 years old when I was in high school. I wasn't really responsible for critically thinking at home or in school. And I can literally only speak from my experience and what I've seen from other people. But somewhere along the line, they tell kids that they have to start getting realistic and like, what do you really want to do? What's really going to provide for you? Really, what's the safest route for you? That's what they were really asking. What's the safest route for you? And I understand where the concern and care comes from. What's going to provide the safest, most reliable option for you? And it starts being less about what you actually want and what you're naturally going to be abundant in and strive in because you love to do it. So it's becoming about what's been proven to work, what's actually going to be reliable, what's going to give you that financial security, job security. And there's like a lot of, I really feel unfair pressure to be put on high school kids that have never made big decisions like that and weren't really provided opportunities to think and make decisions for themselves anyways, to critically think and creatively think and deal with real world stuff, and expect them to make the right career choice. I know for me it was a lot of pressure, and I was just like, wow, what am I dealing with? This is so hard. I've never had to decide for myself. I was never valued for what I wanted. It was always about what I was supposed to do, what was the right thing, and what would I do not to piss everybody else off, to make them uncomfortable. It's about people pleasing, approval seeking. And I couldn't take it. And my father just said, hey, don't worry about it. Take a year off. Do music. See how it goes. And it put a lot of pressure off for me, but at the same time, someone else was deciding that for me. And this is all... None of that involved the heart for me. My heart was trying to give me clues and signals, and it happened through my body. It was stress, and eventually a few panic attacks, depression, anxiety, galore. I had never really dealt with that stuff before. I was becoming an adult. And a lot of young adults deal with this. I'm not sure what they're dealing with. And all that stuff was in the mind. My mind was creating problems and sabotaging myself and listening to everything around me. And it was just fogging up my insight, my clarity. There was no clarity. I was just doing what I thought I had to do. And every action felt so empty. Maybe that's why I felt I was so lazy and depressed. It's because I didn't want to do anything, because everything involved, I was under the illusion that everything I did had to be the right thing and had to be pleasing someone else, even though I wasn't actively think of it that way. I was just programmed to do it. And for a long time, I didn't have a lot of determination. I just always did what I thought I had to be doing. And I'm just so grateful to know that it doesn't have to be that way anymore for myself or anyone else. And I can always shed that light to someone, even if they were looking for it or didn't think they needed it. I can always access my heart by sitting and just observing the stuff that's going on inside me, my thoughts and my emotions. I can access my heart and let my heart guide me. Because when you really respond to your heart's calling, your soul's calling, it's so powerful. It's worth so much more than money because it will make you so much money. And just seeking out to make money will not satisfy you, obviously, and that's what people always say, but it's so easy to get caught up in that because the world is ran so much by money. We get so wrapped up in that. But when you really respond to what your heart is calling out for, you can't really go wrong. Now I can have no money at all and be more confident in myself than when I had 15, 18 grand in the bank just chilling. You can have security for yourself. And you can access your heart. You don't have to obsess over everything. The security comes from within you. The love comes from within you. And the amazingness is you and comes from within you. Don't be afraid to let it come out. Stay sexy, friends. I'll see you soon. Bye.